Howdy, Ken Nelson here. Welcome to my kitchen. We're heading into winter. The weather is cooling off, and every once in a while, I crave a really delicious cup of hot chocolate. So, I'm inviting you this morning to learn how I make what I think is pretty wonderful hot chocolate. It starts with half and half, or whole milk and cream, and about 6 ounces of chocolate, 4 ounces of dark semi-sweet chocolate, and 2 ounces of milk chocolate. The reason for the two chocolates is it makes a very smooth, rich flavor in the tongue. So, let's begin. In a saucepan, I'm going to add 1 cup of milk. And I'm going to add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. This provides the wonderful mouthfeel that we get from hot chocolate that just smears across the taste buds and creates a really rich, satisfying drink. I'm putting this into a saucepan, and now I'm going to heat this up to about 160 degrees. It's not going to be boiled. It just has to heat up enough to melt our chocolate. Now to our chocolate. I'm going to use a 1-quart jar. I'm going to add 4 ounces of dark bittersweet or semi-sweet chocolate. In this case, I'm using some chocolate that I like to eat called Valrhona. And I've got 4 ounces of dark chocolate in there. I've got 2 ounces of milk chocolate that I'm going to add for a total of 6 ounces of chocolate. When I heat my cream to 160 to 180 degrees, I'm going to pour it over the chocolate and let it melt. While the milk mixture is heating, it's important to whisk or stir your milk so that the milk solids don't adhere to the bottom of the pan. Since this will only take 2 or 3 minutes, it's not a hardship to stir it until it gets to be foamy, which is what I use as a temperature indicator for when I stop heating the milk. The milk is starting to warm, and I'm looking around the edges of the pan. There are little bubbles that are forming. The surface hasn't quite gotten foamy yet, but it's getting there. So I know we're getting into a temperature range. It's definitely warm, and I'm going to continue stirring so that the milk solids don't stick to the pan. And I want to catch this at about 180 degrees, and generally you can see the surface of the milk getting a little foamy, which is just about where we are now. So, and the steam just arose from the surface, telling me we're right at 180 degrees. I'm going to take this off the burner, and I'm now going to pour my nice warm milk into our jar with the chocolate in it. This will allow the chocolate to melt, and we'll start stirring it in just a moment to get it mixed in here. This is kind of big, but let's see if this won't work. I can see that the chocolate is melting along the bottom, and we may need to switch to a spoon. Just to get this incorporated initially. I can see that the particles for the most part have dissolved and are turning the milk a chocolatey color. And I think now I'm going to use the blender on this. That being said, this is the point at which, if you'd like to flavor your chocolate one way or the other, add your ingredients now, before we totally blend it up. Some of the things that I like to use are cinnamon. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon is a nice quantity. A little cardamom, half a teaspoon or so of cardamom works well. I happen to like ginger snap flavor, so I'll use half a teaspoon of ginger and a quarter of a teaspoon of black pepper, and it will taste like a ginger snap cookie. So add whatever flavorings you like. If you like vanilla, add half a teaspoon of vanilla to the mix. I'm going to use a stick blender and make sure I mix this up really well. And this will get all of the chocolate mixed in thoroughly and create a nice potion to drink. So whatever you like for flavorings, you can tailor this to your own taste and make it the way you like it. If you're not sure about what to do, you can always leave it just plain. If you've used a good chocolate, it will have a nice flavor right there. The one thing I forgot to mention was adding a pinch of salt brings the flavor of the chocolate out with milk. And not a big pinch, just a small one, added to the milk mixture before you blend it is a good way to go. Now this I'm going to stick in my refrigerator and let it set for a day or two, and then I'm going to reheat it so that I have my chocolate mixture already done ahead of having some company for coffee or chocolate. Okay, the moment has come. It's time to try out this hot chocolate mix. I've made some marshmallows, and I'm going to include a marshmallow in my cup. I've heated my chocolate so that it's gently steaming, not boiled, and now I'm going to pour this into my cocoa cup. If the aroma is any indication, which I hope it is, this is going to be truly lovely. So, I have my cup of hot chocolate with my handmade marshmallow. that is so good. It's so much better than the commercial mixes because you're using a chocolate that you would actually eat in a bar form. Um, and I happen to like these particular varieties of chocolate. They're French. Any chocolate will do as long as you like to eat it. Cheers.